천지인 참부모 정착 실체 말씀 선포 천주대회 이것도 다 없잖아. 이것을 기름으로 다 만들어 주려고 몇십만 권을 해서 큰 창고에 쌓아놨어요. 내가 갈 때는 놀아줘. 오지 못한 사람을 찾아 죽이지 마. 이거 다 만들어 놨습니다. 다 있어.
Beginning on April 24th, 2011, True Parents held the Cosmic Assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the Word by God's substantial self in Korea and Europe. A speech dated the same day, the very content actually used by Father, was placed in a bound binder and given to the family members. Why did Father intentionally prepare a binder containing the same speech and give it to the members? If it were only to read the content, books published by the Church should have been sufficient. In this video, we will highlight several matters found in Father's speech binder and describe facts related to them. Rather than the content itself, we will focus on the layout, structure, and numbers. If you have that speech binder on hand, we would appreciate it if you could watch while having the actual item. In a white 3-hole ring binder, the printed sheets are placed in sheet protectors. 2 pages are printed together on a single sheet, front and back as one. The introduction, the first 6 pages, has no page numbers. In the main message that follows, except for page 74, page numbers are marked only on the odd-numbered pages.
여기 하나 둘 6페이지 7페이지가 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯 끝이 말에 7번째 되는 것이 연설문 처음입니다. 갈아놓을 수 없어요. 서론이.
From the words, the 6th page of the introduction and the first page of the main message, which is page 1, must not be separated, we can see that Father had particular preferences regarding the layout of the speech itself.
여기에 오늘의 지시의 내용이 들어가 있어. 내 대신이야.
Father said by pointing the binder book, "This is my second self." And what is there in it?
여기는 이 책을 받는 사람 비밀 내용을 쓰고 다 있어요.
In 2010, True Parents held the assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the Word by God's substantial self. And from November of the same year, they officiated the Cosmic Assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the Word by God's substantial self. It appears that the Cosmic Assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the Word by God's substantial self has roughly 3 versions. The texts read in 2010, 2011, and 2012. What is the difference between the Cosmic Assembly in 2010 and the Cosmic Assembly from April 2011? The broad difference is that the 2011 edition has an introduction added. That introduction states that on the 52nd Holy Wedding Anniversary in 2011, true parents brought to a close of the era before coming of heaven and proclaimed the era after coming of heaven. Era before coming of heaven. Era after coming of heaven. That is, the era before heaven comes and the era after heaven has come. The Chinese character heaven means 2 people. Normally, the upper horizontal stroke is written long and the lower stroke short. However, in the speech, it consistently uses heaven with a short upper stroke and a long lower stroke. The Chinese character tul is two. If you split the character heaven, it becomes tu saram, two persons. Father said, Chanilguk is a nation where two people become one. There are no page numbers on the introduction and the even-numbered pages of the main message. Only page 74 and the odd-numbered pages have page numbers. What exactly do these page numbers represent?
여기 9페이지, 9살 때까지 10페이지 그때 가서는 뭐이 나오는 거예요? 창조적 3시대, 문총조적 3시대에 고개를 넘어야 된다. 그 고개가 여러분이 모르는 고개야. 누구도 몰랐던 고개입니다. 그 고개를 넘어야. 그다음에 그것이 어느 20페이지 넘을 때까지 가요. 거기는 뭐이 나온 말이요. 젊은 청년으로서 인생에 고민하는 죽음 문제라든가 자기의 출세 문제라든가 하나님이라든가 있으면 그것도 어떻고 하늘이 있으면 어떻다는 그 모든 문제 중심 삼아가지고 선생님이 일생에 하는 그 다음에 문제는 뭐냐 하면 말이요. 하나님 아래 한 가정, 하나님 아래 하나의 가정. 이 책자 선생님 25살, 저는 25살이 산 페이지입니다. 잡아가지고 동서하고 딱 같은 자리에서 25살에 25페이지에서 그 선생의 25살 되네요.
The page numbers, equal to father's age. That is what becomes clear. In Korea, there is a custom of counting a baby as 1 year old at the time of birth. Here as well, beginning from 1 can be regarded as Korean age. Life begins in the mother's womb. Korean age, based on that traditional view of life, counts the moment of birth as age 1. This way of counting is linked to the age hierarchy and etiquette among family and friends, and it has long taken root in daily life. Korean age, Hanguk Nai, under that name it is still spoken of today, and that age can also be replaced with father's birth year, namely 1 equals 1920. As noted earlier, Korean age also counts the time period in the womb. Therefore, if page 1 corresponds to age 1, the introduction placed before it can be seen as corresponding to the prenatal period. Within this speech, there are many keywords that appear only once. Did Father insert those by chance within the flow of the speech? Let us give one example. 33 equals 1952. There appear the words only begotten Son and cross. Both occur only once in this text. Jesus' public life was until age 33. Therefore, we can see that the keywords placed on specific pages are linked to that age or to that year. From these, it is clear that those keywords were intentionally placed on specific pages. 16 equals 1935, the year Father met Jesus. There is the word heavenly secret. 24 equals 1943. In Mother's holy birth year, there is the word heavenly seal. 41 equals 1960. The union of the spiritual and physical worlds association. The important event in 1960 is the Holy Wedding. The union of the spiritual and physical worlds association appears to be connected with that Holy Wedding. From 1960, after one 60-year cycle of the 10 heavenly stems and 12 earthly branches, in 2020, Mother renamed Family Federation to Heavenly Parents Holy Community.
먼 거리부터 통일초입니다. 햇빛이 문 앞에 떠오전에 먼 데부터 찾아와요. 그 햇빛이 떠오르는 방향만 알았으면 그것을 놓쳐서는 안 돼요. 이 꼭대기에 사다리를 한 다리를 외치고 나는 여러 모르는 방향을 알기 때문에 거기서 이루어가지고 이 전체가 햇빛이 그리 뜨니까 사라지고 그렇기 때문에 통일교가 이상해요. 내가 간 데가 수수께끼야.
In part 1, we introduce the speech binder for the cosmic assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the word by God's substantial self, covering the main structure, page numbers, and several keywords. In this video as well, we will continue to focus on the layout, structure, and numbers. In part 1, we stated that there are 3 versions of the speech for the cosmic assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and the proclamation of the word by God's substantial self. Organized by year, in practice there are 2 lines, 2010 and 2011. Version 1 is the initial cosmic assembly speech from November 2010, consisting only of the main message. Version 2 is from April 2011, with an introduction added. Version 3 is a revised edition throughout 2011, in which Father updated terms and inserted several phrases by his handwriting. And also page 74 and proclamation were added. The time thought to be the final handwritten entry is heavenly, which is lunisolar calendar, December 11th, 2011. Solar calendar, January 4th, 2012. Let's look at the page structure. This document was prepared for A4 size paper with a font size of about 30 points. For members in the United States, letter paper size was distributed. The page layout has 14 lines for the introduction and the even-numbered pages, and 15 lines for the odd-numbered pages, because the page number is included. To estimate the line character capacity, we tallied the number of characters in each line, including spaces, and calculated the average. As a result, the average per line for the introduction and the even-numbered pages is 14.68, which can be regarded as a capacity of 15 characters per line. Likewise, for the odd-numbered pages, the average per line is 14.68, equivalent to 15 characters per line. To reflect the layout intent, we applied a rule that treats lines of 10 characters or fewer as 15 characters. Note that since a full-width character equals 1 cell, and a half-width character approximately equals 0.5 cell, the apparent character count will vary, but by design, the standard is 15 cells per line. Therefore, the introduction and even-numbered pages have a capacity of 15 times 14 equals 210 characters per page, and the odd-numbered pages have 15 times 15 equals 225 characters per page. In the binder's 2-page spread layout, as you face it, the left is 210, and the right is 225.
너들 만난 사람 앞에 역사적 죄악에서 불평하던 것을 한을 풀 수 있는 생일날이 내게 왔구만. 해방의 날입니다. 지킬 거야, 안 지킬 거야? 지키겠습니다. 지켜야 된 이상 말하게 되면 되풀이하기 때문에 80일이 됩니다. 80일이 돼. 90일이 아니면 102가 안 줍니다. 가정에서는 440이 넘어야 돼요. 우리 선생님의 그 원고 가운데 서론 가운데 44. 선생님께서는 신 하나가 필요하신 것이 있습니다. 그 중요한 페이지가 자세히 충분히 기념을
Father stated in the words, Heaven and Earth Realm of Resonance and True Parents Holy Wedding, that page 51 is an important page, the page which all important anniversaries are written, which means the numbers here either become important dates or are numbers that connect to them. Anniversary day equals date. When we hear anniversary day, we are likely to imagine it with a special day or a day of celebration and commemoration. The numbers on this page and the keywords from the Realm of Resonance speech become the keys to unravel the mysteries in this binder. The first keyword is anniversary, and the other is birthday, which Father mentioned many times in the Realm of Resonance speech. First, let us look at the numbers that appear together with the dates written on this page. 2 dates are recorded here. Along with those dates are 2:20 a.m. and 3:25 a.m. And there is also 2010 for the year 2010. As for 325, the explanation continues in the next paragraph, but there is no mention of 220. Collected Sermons, Volume 376, page 225. Beloved Heavenly Father, today is the second year of the Chanilguk. It is 3:15 p.m., April 27th, 2002, at the Sheraton National Hotel in Washington, D.C. Here are the 144,000 clergy couples of chosen and important religious leaders from 189 nations, all united in one heart, one body, and one mind. And we offer our heartfelt gratitude for that heaven allowed for this clergy rededication blessing ceremony. On April 27th, 2002, lunar March 15th, at 3:15 p.m. in Washington, D.C., True Parents officiated the interreligious and international clergy blessing wedding ceremony of 144,000 couples. What is noteworthy here is lunar March 15th and 3:15 p.m. The month corresponds to hours, and the day corresponds to minutes. From this correspondence, 220 can also be taken as February 20th. In the Realm of Resonance speech, Father stated that all important anniversaries are recorded on page 51, and at the same time, he also mentioned the keyword birthday. True Parents' Holy Birthday is Heavenly Calendar January 6th, and True Parents have another birthday, which is their solar calendar birthday. Let us confirm True Parents' solar calendar holy birthdays. True Father's solar calendar holy birthday is February 25th, 1920. Birthday and anniversary. When we look from True Father's solar calendar holy birthday, February 25th, 1920, in fact, February 20th corresponds to January 1st, first day of first month, in heavenly calendar. In other words, from this we can see 220 as heavenly calendar January 1st. And what lets us connect 220 with heavenly calendar January 1st are the numbers 2010 and 51 on this page. We'll bring up 51 in a later video. Also, since 2010, holy days, including True God's Day, have been celebrated by the heavenly calendar. Finally, let us look at True Mother's solar calendar holy birthday. True Mother's solar calendar holy birthday is February 10th, 1943. True Mother is February 10th, and True Father is February 25th.
여섯 끝말에 7번째 되는 것이 연설문 처음입니다. 갈아 넣을 수 없어요. 이 서론이가 서론이. 내가 없었으면 선생님의 오늘의 말씀을 현재 신문의 근황 기재에 낼 수 있게끔 연결시킨 것이 선생님은 몇백 년, 몇천 년의 선생님의 역사가 끊게 없을 뻔했다는 사실을 여러분 귀히 느끼고 나머지 있는 교본 교세를 파고들어 철른 한해 고개가 여기서 평지가 될 수 있는 길이 있다는 걸 알고 머리를 싸매고 기도하고 하게 되면 이 숨겨진 최후의 고개를 가르쳐 줄 것이다. 뭐다 내가 영계 가서 와서 가르쳐 줄 것이다. 그런 생각하고 있는 사람입니다.
In part 2, the keywords birthday and anniversary led us to the date January 1st, God's Day. Before we get into the main topic, let's first confirm what kind of day January 1st is from True Father's words. Collected Sermons, Volume 123, page 181. January 1st, 1983. Everyone, what day is it today? God's Day. You say it is God's Day, but what is God's Day? Is it the day God was born? Is it the day God died and came back to life? Is it the day God was locked up in prison and then came out? It is a joyful day. You call it a joyful day, but what kind of joy is it? God would of course be happy to meet a friend, happy to eat good food, and happy if there were interesting stories to hear. So what kind of joyful is this joyful day? Do you know what date God's birthday is on? Doesn't God also have a birthday? Have you never thought about that? Then does that mean God does not know the taste of people celebrating the day God was born? So then, is God's day an extremely good day, a bad day, or an ordinary day? It is an extremely joyful day. A joyful day? Yes. I'm not sure. It is an anniversary day. What is an anniversary day? In the binder that was distributed to the family members, there were several attached files in addition to the main text of the speech. We will now go through these files and the related documents. On page 6 of the introduction, it says, attach the words from the 44th True God's Day Hundok reading and from the message of the coronation ceremony for God's kingship. At the 44th True God's Day in 2011, the passage that was read for Hunbok He was the message from the first God's Day in 1968, titled, Let Us Make a Full Advance. Its source is Collected Sermons, Volume 19, page 124. The message from the coronation ceremony for the God's kingship, which was held on January 13, 2001, is found in Collected Sermons, Volume 342, page 257. In the binder that was distributed in May 2011, there was one sheet of paper in addition to the speech. It was the schedule for the 2011 Cosmic Assembly. According to the schedule, the Cosmic Assembly began on Heavenly Calendar March 22nd in Incheon, Korea, then continued on Heavenly Calendar April 16th in Berlin, Germany, and on Heavenly Calendar April 17th from Germany to Las Vegas. From this, one pattern begins to emerge, which is 51. This 51 appears repeatedly throughout this video.
고향을 떠난 지가 지금 몇 년이에요. 고향 떠난 지가 전부 다 어머니 나라전도 벌써 50년이 지났어. 50년 지냈구만.
The phrase 50 years since leaving from her hometown means that 50 years had passed since True Mother came as a bride. That is, since the Holy Wedding. Because the Realm of Resonance speech was from 2011, if we strictly count from 2011, the year of the Holy Wedding, 1960, was actually 51 years ago. In fact, the tour schedule of the Cosmic Assembly mentioned earlier leads back to a certain proclamation day that took place 51 years ago from 2011. That day is April 17th, 1960, lunar calendar March 22nd, the day on which the Day of the Resurrection of Heart was proclaimed. As you know, April 17th is the day when True Father met Jesus. The proclamation message for the Day of the Resurrection of Heart is recorded in Collected Sermons, Volume 9, page 85. And then in 1961, on the solar calendar, April 17th, the lunar calendar, March 3rd, true parents proclaimed the Day of the Resurrection of the Substantial Body. The proclamation message for the Day of the Resurrection of the Substantial Body is recorded in Collected Sermons, Volume 11, page 139. 51 years later, from 1961, in 2012, the last blessing ceremony that True Father officiated while on Earth with True Mother was held on the solar calendar March 24th, heavenly calendar March 3rd. That same year, 2012, on heavenly calendar March 24th, solar calendar April 14th, the special Chanhua Gung Declaration Ceremony was held in Las Vegas. In this way, we can see that this whole series of events is connected through the dates. To deny the special proclamation ceremony of April 14th, 2012, is nothing less than cutting the threads that True Father carefully wove, one by one, with his sincere heart.
100분의 4분의 1을 상자합니다. 이제 참부모니 양육분께서 최종을 치러 참부모니 양육분께서 최종을 치러 이게 뭔지 알아요? 알아 몰라? 똥개새끼들아.
On page 52 of the January 2011 issue number 504 of Today's World Japan, there is a testimony given by a Korean blessed wife living in Japan. Today's World Japan, January 2011, issue number 504. Report on participating in the 51st World Ocean Leaders 40-Day Special Workshop. Throughout the workshop as a whole, Father often had us sing. The song we always sang was Fight Song of the Will. He loved it so much that he even said, included among the holy songs. On Father's table, there were always the text of the World Assembly and the lyrics to Fight Song of the Will. Words of True Father at Hoondok-hae, January 23, 2011. What is the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind? Then there is the proclamation of the Word as the substantial Word. After making that proclamation, what is the Cosmic Assembly? The Cosmic Assembly takes the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, the proclamation of the Word, and the assembly for the proclamation of the substantial Word, and blow them all together from beginning to end into single no's. This Cosmic Assembly, there is no one who can properly explain it. What is this here? There is a boat song, Mimune no Owenka, Fight Song of the Will. The Japanese really like this. If this were broadcast 3 times a day in Japan, a revolution would break out in Japan. What is the content? He reads the Japanese lyrics. Where is Father? And then what comes next? He reads the Japanese lyrics. It means, I will shoulder it and resolve it. This is something amazing. It is written that True Father always carried the lyrics of the Fight Song of the Will with his speech manuscripts. So then, where is this Fight Song of the Will still resounding even now? Around 2012, copies of the Cosmic Assembly, handwritten by True Father, was distributed in Korea. In that booklet, a new 74th page and a new proclamation were added. There was also a photograph attached, labeled Heaven Memorial Photo, Model Original Form of History, showing true parents together with their grandchild. What we should pay attention to here is that in the word Cheonguk, the character for heaven, Chun, is written in a reversed form. When you write Cheonguk in Chinese characters, it becomes Cheongguk. But in this case, that character of heaven is written opposite.
이거 뭐냐면 말이에요. 2011년 5월 26일 요런 화살 쳐가고 이건 뭐냐면 천국에 깎아 뒤집어져서 국천이야. 왜 깎으는지 모르죠? 철론 공부해도 모릅니다. 내가 설명해야지. 해놓고는 이제 뭐야? 천국 기념 사진 모델 역사 번영. 이게 뭐야? 천국 기념 사진 모델 역사 번영. 모델이 뭐예요?
Words of True Father at Hoondok-hae, September 5th, 2011. Here, the character Chun, which is heaven, is written opposite. This is the Heaven Commemorative Photo Model Original Form of History. The history original form of the fundamental model of the universe. We have to correct the fact that the character Chun, heaven, has been flipped opposite. Collected Sermons, Volume 165, page 108. May 20th, 1987. On Earth, the position that is like the sun is the parents, isn't it? Adam and Eve, who were the ancestors, are two people. One is the son of the spirit world, and one is the son of the earthly world. When you bring these together, they are meant to rule the universe as the Son of Love. Collected Sermons, Volume 620, page 154. February 11th, 2010. There is a sun in the spirit world, and there is also a sun on the earth.
동대 동계는 해도는 것이 영계가 동쪽이 해도는 것이 아니야. 서쪽이 됐다는 거니까.
This is a cloth with the heavenly seals prepared for the 2013 Foundation Day, is embroidered on all four sides corners. You can see that the seal on the left bears Mother's character, Han, and the one on the right bears Father's character, Moon. Example using origami paper. This is the state of the cloth being spread out, folding the cloth in sphere shape. By doing so, two seals become one on both sides. In the spirit world, the sun rises from the west. As we explained in part 1, the page numbers indicate True Father's Korean age, and that age can also be converted into the corresponding year of his life. And on each page, a key word connected to that year or age is written. Another example of this is page 29. Here we find the key word 2013, which appears only once in this speech. True Father's Korean age of 29 corresponds to 1948. There is one thing that 1948 and 2013 have in common. We will now look at the month that contains heavenly calendar January 13th, that is, February, in both of these years. What these 2 years have in common is that February 10th, True Mother's solar calendar holy birthday, falls on heavenly calendar January 1st. As is well known, January 1st is God's Day. Collected Sermons, Volume 400, pages 207 to 208. January 1st, 2003. I have now passed the age of 83. By Korean counting, I am 84 years old. Don't follow the American way of counting age. If you count up to this very day, it is 83 years and 1 day. You rascals. Wasn't it me who was in the mother's womb? Why do you forget those 10 months? You need to know that the Korean way of counting is the correct one. Seen that way, how old am I? 84 years old. When you say 3 times 8 equals 24, then centering on the 12 months, you have the 24 solar terms. You don't know what I am going to do centering on Mother's birthday, do you? I mean, on the parent's birthday this time. It is to draw a line. Slice. Draw a vertical line, draw a horizontal line, and draw a line front to back so that it can become a sphere. Once those lines are drawn, anything that is twisted out of line with them will not be left alone by the spirit world. Collected Sermons, Volume 410, page 158. July 3rd, 2003. As we are trying to make preparations centered on Mother's birthday, we have to establish God's kingship. On January 13th, 2001, it is January 13th, January 13th, January 13th. In part 2, we took up birthday as a key word that appears repeatedly in the speech on the realm of resonance. And we also mentioned page 51, about which True Father said it is an important page, the page where all the anniversary dates are recorded. So then, what kind of day does birthday refer to? Collected Sermons, Volume 124, page 229. February 18th, 1983. So, what day was I born? The day I came out of my mother's womb is the day I was born, but the day I entered my mother's womb and emerged as a life is also the day I was born. Isn't that right? When we look at it that way, today we call our birthday the day we are born from our mother's womb and emerge in a new, changed form. We must define it this way. It refers to the time when we are born anew after going through a process of change. So what about America? Does America have a birthday? Yes. Is it the day when the war ended with the British Army, or the day when the nation was founded and celebrated after the war ended and an independent nation was established? Yes, it is the day when the nation was founded and celebrated. It is the day when the nation was founded and celebrated. It is its birthday when it has gone through all the processes, asserts itself anew as a nation, emerges as a new living entity, and reigns supreme. January 1st is God's Day. Does that mean it is God's birthday? Collected Sermons, Volume 171, pages 206 to 207. January 1st, 1988. Looking at it this way, the original meaning of God's Day is not that God was born on that day. So what does God's Day originally mean? It means that God's love began to settle on earth. January 1st, God's Day, is not God's birthday. It is the day when God's love begins to settle. So then, when is God's birthday? Collected Sermons, Volume 137, page 104. January 1st, 1986. God has never had a birthday celebration. Fallen human beings have never held a birthday celebration centered on God. Instead, birthday celebration was held centered on Satan. God cannot enter into the fallen realm. All the weddings and celebrations that take place there are alluring and evil things. Have you ever held a wedding celebration centered on God? Have you ever held a birthday celebration? No, it was not able to. Collected Sermons, Volume 210, page 287. December 25th, 1990. What is a chunchi? It is a gathering where families can come together in harmony while celebrating together. Centered on what? On a joyful occasion that can be celebrated. And what are those? Weddings, 60th birthday celebrations, and birthdays. That is the way to bring about harmony. Collected Sermons, Volume 7, page 158. August 30th, 1959. What is 어린양 잔치, the marriage supper of the Lamb? It is the day when we welcome back and attend the lost true parents in reverse. When that happens, the God who was only as a grammatical noun, as an object of faith, is passing through. Believing in a God only in name, or to lead a life of faith that only believes in the externals, is no longer necessary. What we need is that God in substance. Collected Sermons, Volume 9, page 253. June 5th, 1960. What is 어린양 잔치, the marriage supper of the Lamb? It is the 잔치, celebration, where he comes as the father and honors the mother. That is precisely the truth of Christianity. The center of Christianity is Jesus, and the center of Jesus is love. The center of the Bible is also love. The center of love is the bridegroom and the bride, and the center of the bridegroom and the bride is 어린양 잔치, the marriage supper of the Lamb. Then what is the central meaning of 어린양 잔치, the marriage supper of the Lamb? Originally, it is to receive the blessing as the true ancestors of humankind who can inherit heaven and earth with permitted time and environment by God. Words of Hyunjin Nim at Hoondok-hae, December 15th, 2002. What is the birthday of God? What is God's favorite day? Marriage Day. God's birthday. That is the day of the holy wedding. The holy wedding of the true parents took place in 1960 on lunar calendar, March 16th. By the solar calendar, that was April 11th. Version 3 is a revised edition, in which, throughout 2011, True Father updated certain terms in his own handwriting and added a few phrases. The major difference from version 2 is that pages were added. 2 pages were added. One is page 74, and the other is the proclamation page. As we explained in part 2, pages without page numbers are set to a character count of 210, and pages with page numbers are set to 225. Based on this standard, page 74 has a page number written, so we can regard it as 225. On the other hand, the final proclamation page has no page number, so, just like the introduction and the odd-numbered pages, we can treat it as 210. Page 74 was written by True Father on Heavenly Calendar, July 3rd, 2011, Solar Calendar, August 2nd, and the note at the top was added later, on Heavenly Calendar, November 7th, 2011, which is Solar Calendar, December 1st. By the way, the words recorded in this note were originally spoken in Japanese in 1970 at the Suta Cree Central Training Center to 226 Japanese couples among the 777 blessed couples. If we convert the year 1970 into a page number, it corresponds to page 51. And if we convert page 74 into a year, it corresponds to 1993, while the 75th page, the proclamation page, can be seen as 1994. On solar calendar December 11th, 2011, True Father added this proclamation in this binder. If we count from page 1, it is the 75th. If we include the introduction, it is the 81st. And this year, 1994, just like 1948 and 2013, is a year in which February 10th, True Mother's solar calendar holy birthday, falls on heavenly calendar January 1st. Furthermore, it is the year in which True Mother reached the age of 51. In addition, there is another interesting fact. February 10th in the year AD1 also falls on lunar calendar January 1st. And if we count using the 10 heavenly stems and 12 earthly branches, the year AD1 belongs to the 44th 60-year cycle and is the 58th year, Shinyu, the year of the white bird. And also February 10th, True Mother's solar calendar holy birthday, falls on heavenly calendar January 1st in year 2024, when True Mother turned 81 years old. So then, where was this proclamation written? It was written directly on the left-hand side of the binder opening. It is the first, and it is the last.
그러니까 헐수는 없어지는 거 쌍수 하나 둘셋넷 하나 둘셋넷 넷에 다섯 구수는 헐수 구수에서 구십 11수 3수 요거밖에 없어. 하나 둘셋넷 다섯 요거 하나 요거 이건 또 가까워가지고 하나 7시 찾아가. 그래 가까이 얘기만 하게 되면 하나 둘셋 이거 네다고 이렇게 딱 잡아 이렇게 잡는 말이야. 하나 둘셋 다섯 여섯 일곱 여덟 아홉 여덟 아홉 여덟 일곱에 여덟 배니까 요 여덟 배 아홉 열하나 열둘 요거 열둘 그 풀지 모르면 세상 이치는 해들었습니다. 그거 푸는 대장이 여기서 지금 말하는 94세난 생일날하고 어머니 60, 나는 생을 23년이 맞아떨어져요. 그걸 맞출 수 있는 방법을 여러분들 그날이 통일교회 축복받는 마지막 디데이예요. 끝날입니다. 그러기는 다 끝납니다. 자, 그걸 알면서 읽어줄까요? 여기에 뭐 있냐면 말이야. 선포문 천일국 최대 승리 기념일 동독 말씀 30권 여기 나와요. 뭐 풀게 된다면 몇십 년 한 얘기 아무나가 딱 맞아 떨어지는 말이 다 풀린다고 해요. 그리고 공식을 배워놓으면 다 풀려요.
Collected Sermons, Volume 452, pages 269 to 270, June 7th, 2004. What is this that we call mother? 어머니. What is this thing called mother? It is the 어 from king, the 모 from mother, and im, entrusting with. Words of True Father at Hoondok-hae, January 7th, 2012. 어머님 is the character im in to entrust. It means that this has been entrusted to her. Therefore, before the one to whom it has been entrusted, from now on, any being that comes into existence in heaven and on earth, those who have not been born through that womb will fall outside the ownership of heaven. Collected Sermons, Volume 210, page 287, December 25th, 1990. What is a chunchi? It is a gathering where families can come together in harmony while celebrating together. Centered on what? On a joyful occasion that can be celebrated. And what are those? Weddings, 60th birthday celebrations, and birthdays. That is the way to bring about harmony. In True Father's words, a birthday is the moment when, after going through a process of change, something is newly born. When, having passed through all the stages, it stands forth anew in the form of a nation, appearing as a new living being and coming to reign. God's birthday is the day of the wedding. That is, the day of the holy wedding of true parents. The Cheonwon-gung entrance ceremony was held on heavenly calendar, March 16th, 2025. That is the day of the holy wedding of true parents.
남자 여자라는 사태 몇 억만 명 됐어도 그 억만 명을 길러놓고 억만 명을 낳은 사람은 누구냐? 누구냐? 어머니. 이러면 여자에게는 자궁이 있으니 하나님이 지을 때에 그 자궁을 만든 여자를 너루기를 만들기 위한 거야. 하나님에도 어머니가 있었겠나 없었겠나? 하나님의 어머니가 있으면 하나님의 어머니가 자궁이 있었겠나 없었겠나? 없는 데서 태어났어. 없는 데에 있어서 존재한다는 말은 있을 수 없어. 그러면 진화 노리는 날이 있을 수 없습니다. 요즘에 원모 그 자궁을 말합니다. 자궁 원모 평해야 자궁 원모인 동시에 세계가 같은 가치야.
America has many magnificent national parks. And yet, in the final 4 years of True Father's life, why did True Parents tour the Grand Circle, places like Sedona, Zion, and the Grand Canyon, again and again? Just visiting even one of those places should be enough for you to begin to see the answer. World Assembly for the settlement of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and for the proclamation of the Word by God's substantial self. July 8th, 2010. All the good spirits in the spirit world are mobilized and moving forward a step ahead of you.
영계의 모든 영들도 총동되어 여러분보다 한 발 앞서서 재림하여 뛰고 있습니다.
영계의 모든 선영들도 총동원되어 여러분보다 한 발 앞서서 재림하여 뛰고 있습니다.
여러분 모든 이 역사적이고 섭리적인 혁명 대열에서 기필코 승리가 되십시오. 천진 참부님을 통해 내리신 천운이 여러분과 함께 하십니다. 문초자 망하지 않으로 안 망해. 여러분과 여러분의 가정, 그리고 여러분 국가 위에 하늘의 축복이 함께 하시기를 참부모님의 이름으로 축원합니다. 내가 또 원합니다. 이 체교의 필요념은 선생님이 최후의 증거 연습입니다. 그렇기 때문에 지금까지 하나님을 알았더니 하나님 어머니를 몰랐어. 어머니와 하나님의 여기는 이것이 뭐냐는 말이야. 천주 대회라는 것은 천주 대회가 하나님의 집에 입적하는 것.
With this video, this series comes to the end. Even apart from the things about the binder that we have introduced here, many hidden mysteries still remain. We will leave you with questions. What is this hidden direction pointing to? In other words, whom is it indicating? And in 1960, why did lunar calendar March 16th become the day of the marriage supper of the Lamb? Which means there is additional pattern to see the time.